right, well, there I am. Good morning, everybody. All right, well, let's get you on this. I thought I'd just chat a little bit this morning. I haven't really chatted with you guys much. Let's put you on this so I can see any kind of people's. Alright, my channel, and voila, there we are. Oh, there I am. Alright, so, I don't know where to put you though. Where can I put you? I'll put you up there. Alright, so, I'm finishing my first week of retirement. And done some painting. You guys saw live recently, and so I did one of the, this is my craw. Let's get a light on that maybe. It's a craw. Square bill. Just yesterday I put the clear coat on it. And this is sort of a crappie pattern with red and yellow and white on it. Really nice. And this is an awesome one. I know it's a simple pattern. I mean, it's basically two colors. Magenta and pearl white. But this one I'm going to put a spinner on it. And this thing looks so good in the water. And then I've been giving so many little ones away to kids. So I made a half a dozen of these little leopard ones. These work really good. Think about putting a tail spinner on one of these and testing it out. So some of these will be in the stores. Some of them won't. I painted this one for me. I painted two of these. And it's a transparent. I wanted to test it out. And I painted two of those. I'll put a tail spinner on it, one not, just to see if there's an increase of hits on it. And did some touch up on some other ones. This is a topwater popper frog, and I had to do a touch up on that. And then I had to do a touch up on this really big swim bait. You can't tell, to be honest, where the touch-up is, but that's the sort of big giant thing. So, as for my collector's boxes, my all-in-one boxes, there's only one left, I think, at the resort. And I might do 3 more, maybe. Very, This year, when you buy one of my baits, it will be, one of those things you just timed right at the resort. Really, really a lot of fun. And, we're not going to do the thousands we did last year. Just can't do it. I mean, I kind of had to last year, because remember last year I lost all my fishing equipment, and when I flipped my kayak, I lost everything. And so basically last year all my baits bought me new equipment, including a new boat. So that's pretty much what it did last year. I have everything. I'm not going to flip again. I'm not going to lose it all again. And my health is getting a little better. My blood pressure is still pretty high, but the episodes have diminished. And so I haven't had an episode or a TIA in weeks. And that is a really, 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 really good thing, because those are really inconvenient, mini strokes. So very happy that those are subsiding. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen again. It's just obviously not as often as it did, and maybe I just need a retirement and just take it easy a little bit. Monday, I was out on the water. You'll see a couple short videos. It was snowing hard while I was on the water. I mean, there was a lot of snow coming down. It was sticking. But the water was warm, strangely enough. And I started, at first I wasn't sure if topwater was going to hit because it was so cold outside. And I hooked one of my lures hooked a fishing line that just happened to be in the water and attached it to one of the boats in the marina. And it wasn't a fishing line being used, it was just a loose line. And while I pulled it up, my bait was suspended above the water, and all of a sudden a bass jumped up. And I'm thinking, top water. So I refitted 2 of my rigs with top water, and I started catching bass on the top. So water is really, really nice right now at Lake of the Woods, Oregon, and top water is hitting, which is my favorite type of fishing. And so, will I might buy some more top water baits, but and paint them. But the top water baits you'll find at the Lake of the Woods Resort will be in the collector's box for me. This right here is kind of a wake bait, but it does dive. It's just subsurface, about 12 inches. So this little itty bitty bait will be towards the surface. And it's a fantastic pattern. It really is a really, 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 really good bait. I think this is a wake bait here. It looks the same because I painted it the same, but that's a wake bait. So this one is subsurface, about 12 inches. And then this one is a wake bait. This one will sit on top. So they look the same, but they're not. They're lips. This one's more of an angle. The other one's straight up and down like a dam. And so they actually will work differently. But the largemouths are hitting, and the smallies, I'd give them smallies another week till you start catching size. So in July and August are the best months on Lake of the Woods. So that's a lot of fun. And thank you for fishing fun. Hey, good morning to you, bud. So good news on that. I mean, fishing is good. And I'm going to have some, I think more and more people want to fish with me, and so I'll be putting somebody in that second seat on my boat. So you may see, I lost my camera mount. I'm very mad at that, and I'm so mad I don't want to buy another one, but I need to. I know where it is though. It's only 10 feet of water. I could dive for it if I could find it in the soot. So, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I will be at the lake tomorrow. Nobody wants to see a fat man dive. It is in a no-wake zone. So, but, I want my mount. I don't want to buy another one. I want that one. So, but anyway, I'm, we're doing good. I'm doing better. So, I'm going to do some cleanup today around here in the studio, and then my basement, which is on the other side of that wall, and the garage, and get everything set up for fishing tomorrow. So that'll be, and hey, new Miss Maniac. Somebody's a coin collector. I have a friend that's a numismatist. In fact, he owns a jewelry store. He does sell coins in it, in Modesto. And so, new Miss Maniac. Most people wouldn't even know what that is, huh? Coin collectors. So, but yeah, we're So these right here, probably on tomorrow afternoon, I'll put a hardware on these, and because they're still, I mean, they're dry to the touch, but they're not ready for hardware. And then these, I'll probably take a sampling of them over to the store on tomorrow or Saturday and show it to Joel and see if he wants the 4 or 5 each that I have. And if he does, then, they'll sell really fast. I mean, I have no problem with these selling, or any of my baits for that matter. There's a few of them over there, very small, and great for the crappie, are hitting like crazy at the lake. Really, really good crappie fishing. I've never enjoyed fly fishing. I used to love fishing at the Great Lakes, trolling or using live bait. Well, oh my goodness, buddy. 77? Ugh. I teach people fishing all the time, and I do, in fact, hanging on the wall back there is kind of like my lunar pole. It's a great outfit, but it is not as expensive as my handmade poles and my carbon fiber reels, my Shimanos and stuff like that. So if I take somebody on my boat that needs a rod, maybe using that one, because I let somebody use one of my custom rods a year ago, and then he snapped it on the dock and broke it in half. Cost me another bunch of money. So where out west are you? Where out west are you? I mean, I'm in Oregon, so that's kind of west. It's definitely west. Probably in California. California is the big state, but it's one I was born and raised in and lived in my whole life, except for the last few years, and I enjoy Klamath Falls. Klamath Falls has big basements. It's a big basement, huge, and I gotta clear it out. So, but what else is new? I don't know. It's just, my health is a little bit better. I'm going to see a nutritionist, try to get rid of some of this. I think that the only thing left to control my blood pressure is really losing my weight. Really hard to lose my weight. And so it's, I've tried. And I don't eat that much. I really don't. But, so I don't know what it is. Maybe more exercising, or try to change, hormone therapy. I don't know. Get my testosterone up again. I'm getting old. I'll be 60 next year, so I guess that, that works. I don't know. We'll see. See a nutrition specialist. And I got the referral from my doctor, so give them a call today. I spent many, many days on Lake St. Clair with my father. Caught muskie, pike, pickerel. Didn't even mind a feed of black crappie. I love black crappie. Oh, you're in Edmonton, Canada. Wow. Yeah, we have a lot of black crappie here in our lake, and the lake behind my, on my background here, and they're extremely aggressive. I could throw, in fact, I have this lure with a tail spinner on it, which is a Colorado blade. Putting a blade on that, it elongates and gives it a swimming action. I was fishing docks a few weeks ago. 3 black crappie hit this big old giant bait. 3. That's just aggressive. Normally, it was a crappie bait. This ain't a crappie bait. Okay? There's a big difference, and then adding a blade to that just is well, it just makes it that much longer, and it's just I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, I love reaction strike fishing, and so a lot of guys will use baits, they'll use soft plastics, and basically they're trying to work off the hunger of the fish. Well, when I fish, I work off the instinct of the fish. And so basically, it does, yeah. Yeah, it's true. I mean, yeah, I just take for granted what's below the waist is still there. But yeah, I do reaction fishing, and so a lot of people will see me, toss my line out there and play with it and just work the bait. And basically when you do use lures, you're working off the fish's instinct. So it doesn't matter if they're hungry or not. You can catch a fish any time of day that you want. So that's the fun part. I mean, obviously you're going to catch more fish in the morning and evenings, but I can catch a lot of fish through the slow parts of the day where the fish aren't naturally feeding, because I'm working off of their reaction, their instinct. And so I could pull, one of these baits through the water, and it's got a real loud rattle to it, and it's just and if I change the swim action of it, the bass will just come up and hit it, or even trout. Catch a lot of trout on this too. So that's that's kind of how I am. Well, I'm not that old. Chronologically, I'm not that old. But if you watch my channel, my body's breaking down, and in my life, I've died 3 times, 2 times in the last 8 years, and nearly died 5 other times in the last 8 years. So, it's a constant struggle to stay breathing and stay alive. And so, even though I am only 60 next year, I'm the body says otherwise. I've had multiple organs fail in me, so it's just bad genes. I mean, I've been a very active guy my whole life, and I've always been an outdoors guy. Before in my 40s, I was a snowboarder, a surfer, and this and that. I love things on a board. I'm a California guy, so it's just anything on a board was fun for me. And then my 50s hit, and my body started breaking down. Sold my custom surfboard, which was a tough thing to do, because I sent a board maker a picture of my '69 Dodge Charger, and he made me a board to match it. So it was a pretty nice board. I had my name under the glass. The girl who bought it did not mind it at all. She kind of liked it, actually. She liked it so much she bought it. But yeah, I was a really active guy. And then I got, strokes and stuff like that. And c'est la vie. Life changed. In fact, I have a picture up here that I did of sort of an android looking, sci-fi android looking into a fractal mirror. And it does have a backstory, because I do write science fiction. And, she was put together, sort of like, if you ever watched The Bionic Woman or Bionic Man back in the day, and, Jamie, the Bionic Woman, she did not ask to be bionic when she became bionic. And she had to get used to it. And it was a new her. Well, that's kind of what the picture is, and kind of relates to what happened to me in my 50s this last decade. I'm different. I have to get used to it. I have to live with it. So, yeah, me too. I'm all busted up too. Yeah. Mine too. Mine too. It is mine too. And it's or staying up. But I get on my boat a lot. And being on my boat, I can't stand up because my equilibrium's way off. On my boat, I want to stand up on my boat and cast. And once in a while, I feel good enough to do it, especially if I'm over in the lily pad area. But I will. You'll always see me sitting down, practically. I mean, it's just very rare. I ordered a chain for my anchor. Now, normally my anchor drags, and it just doesn't bite. It's a blurry, huh? Let's see if we can get that. My anchor doesn't bite, and it come down to it. I'm blurry. I'm actually better looking right now. So I'm putting a 4-foot chain on it. I fish in a fairly shallow lake, and bass are in the shallow. So a 4-foot chain on my anchor will weigh down the tip and then have it bite into the ground. The trick is actually drawing it up again and pulling it up onto the boat, because it's a raft and a pontoon inflatable. So that'll be the tricky part. I think I'm going to put like another line on it, so when it gets up to the chain, I can just pull it back up. Hey, Aiden. All right, buddy. You take care. It was nice talking to you. So I think I'll put another line on it so I can pull it all up onto the boat, because I can't have it dragging 4 feet under the boat, because sometimes I'm in 2 feet of water. Many times, especially when I'm in the lily pads. Although the lily pads, lake's very deep right now, and the lily pads are going in 3 feet of water. So it'll be interesting fishing the pads this next week. So I'll make it down to the pads this next week. We'll do some topwater fishing down there. Now that the bass are hitting topwater, the largemouth are off their beds, and so they should be down into the lily pad area. And I'll go down there and we'll start throwing the hollow bodies. And even though I love lily pad fishing, but I use my medium and medium heavy rods. They're both one's a Bass Pro Shop rod, one's a Cajun rod, and we'll throw those out there and we'll see what we can pull in off those lily pads. Now tomorrow I will be topwater fishing, but we will not be on the lily pads tomorrow. We'll be probably staying over in Rainbow Bay, that area. Maybe working the docks. Maybe over by the Boy Scouts west side of the lake, and go over there and check it out and see if we can't get a big one hitting those topwater lures. We'll use a spook, spooks, and wake baits. We'll get the wake baits out there to start the bite, and usually that'll get a few small ones, and then we'll start throwing the spooks and the whopper ploppers, and which are larger, and move from my ultralights over to my mediums rods. And that's pretty much the strategy for tomorrow. And we'll work that west side. Nice thing about Fridays is a lot of people on the west side. Saturday, everybody takes my favorite spots. And then Saturday, I'll probably be working the docks. Working those on Saturday, just because it gets really busy at the lake on the weekends. Normally, I don't fish the weekends, but I guess I will this weekend because that's the way it's going to work. Um, but yeah, it's going to be really nice. We got great weather finally. I mean, if you look at my lives, if you guys want to see, I do a lot of videos every week. So look at the lives. The lives are what I usually do. And because you go out fishing with me, they're not edited, I know, but editing a video takes a long time. It takes a long time. I cannot find my GoPro. I lost it. I've lost my GoPro and I cannot find it. I like the GoPro just because it's voice activated. So I can say GoPro, record, GoPro, stop, But kind of a bummer. Then again, you need a camera mount, don't you? And I lost mine. Again. Actually, the other ones I broke. This one fell in the lake. Fortunately, without a camera or my phone on it. So I did order some more of these. So this is a visitor's guide that I wrote on Lake of the Woods. You get these on Amazon, by the way. So I ordered some more author copies. So we'll sell some of these, and really nice. I think it's a great book. It's illustrated. It talks about my lake, Lake of the Woods. Give you a topography map, and then the different fish populations in the lake. Those are the different fish in the years they were census, and then the main fish, the ones you want to catch, and where they are, how to catch them, stuff like that. So, fun book, and so we ordered some of those, and those will be coming in a couple weeks. The Montech, the company that makes the computer case that I built my computer in, I won a contest, and they're sending me 3 more of these really cool fans. So that's cool. So I got room for 3 more fans. So they're sending me that. So I won that. Yippee! I really want another case because my son wanted to build a computer, so I really wanted to win another case for him. And but c'est la vie. 3 fans for me. They're giving away a case, a cooler, or fans. I won the fans. So it's stuff like that. The water's really nice at Lake of the Woods right now. I do have a few up here. Oh, that's interesting. See, I got a few more of these. So these are fitted. So I got to put these in my tackle box, and then I've got some sort of I love lavender. Lavender is a great color in the water. It's so bright. I don't know what it is about that color and the refraction point in the water, but it's extremely high. And so because it is such a brilliant color. This is silver. It's sort of a silver with that purple with a crappie pattern. Whopper plopper. Excuse me. This is a whopper plopper. Whopper plopper and wake baits are the easiest baits to catch a fish with. Topwater. So we'll get that, and then this is Yeah, these work so good, so good. I mean, again, I give a lot of baits away to kids, so, and I see kids out there, and I give them a bait, and they just, their parents are completely taken aback, and I just want them to catch a fish, and they do. I teach them how to use my baits. You can't just throw a bait out there and reel it in. So the first thing you do with any bait is you throw it out short so you can see it, and you draw it in at different speeds to see what the action is like. And at different speeds, it's going to perform better and differently. And once you figure out the speed, then what you would do is start twitching it and to see if it changes directions, see what it looks like, and see if a twitch will add to the bait's presentation. Once you figure out the bait, it only takes a couple minutes to do this, but 2 minutes well spent. You toss it way out there, and now you know what the bait is doing out of sight of you, and you've got that retrieve speed down. It's making the sound that you want. The tail is wagging the way you want it, and then if it changes directions on a twitch, and it does this, shoots left, shoots right, you know what it's doing. Also, your tip height has a lot to do with the depth of the bait. So I always like to go tip down. In most cases, I like to go tip down when I fish, and that causes my bait to dive deeper. And also, retrieve speed has a lot to do with the depth. So this is a 3 to 5 foot bait, and tip height and retrieve speed will tell me whether this is going 3 to 5 feet and down in the water. So, and when I set the hook, all I got to do is pull, right or left, and set my hook. I use really, really, really good hooks. So these hooks are really sharp, and I mean, it's a really sharp hook. I can easily pierce my skin with it. So I do a lot. But when you use a new bait, that's tabletop work. Really excited because tomorrow is the official release date of. Cool. Nice. Lord of the Rings. I'm a big Tolkien fan. I'm probably one of the few people that have read The Hobbit like 5 times. It's J.R.R. Tolkien. He was a great storyteller. The Hobbit is a standalone classic, and then Lord of the Rings trilogy is fantastic. But you could read The Hobbit over and over and over again. It's one of the few books I've bought in hardbound and hardcover. It's a great book, really good. I mean, you lose yourself in a Tolkien book, so I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But anyway, that's why this bait, as opposed to the square bill, this one dives about 10 feet. This one dives 3 to 5 feet. This has a very smooth S curve. This one has more of a violent shake to it. So when you use a lure, they have different presentations. So learn the lure. Take 2 or 3 minutes in front of you and just learn what that lure wants to do without forcing it to do it. And then do that. And you will catch more fish. Again, I like to keep my tip down. Most people like to keep their tip up so they can set the hook hard. I'm not a big hard setter unless I'm throwing hollow bodies onto a lily pad, and even then there's a rhythm to that. When you do lily pad fishing, let me see if I can get a hollow body here. cheap one. It's not one I use. All right. Focus. Focus. It's just not very focused, is it? Autofocus cameras. Oh well. It'll focus in a second. So, when you use a hollow body, see, they have to push down on this in order to set the hook into there. Well, when you throw it out there, an explosion hits, and your instinct is to set the hook. Well, they're largemouths. So what you're doing is just pulling the hook out, the whole thing out of their mouth. So what you got to do is they got to come down, clamp on it, and then dive, and then you can set the hook hard. That 1 to 2 second delay is a rhythm. And once you figure out the rhythm, because you're going to miss, hollow body fishing is one of the hardest fishings to get used to. Because you have to fight your own natural instinct to set the hook right when the explosion happens. But once you get that rhythm, they go boom, and they bam, and they you just boom, bam, and that's kind of that rhythm to it. You'll be pulling them in, big ones, all the time. And that's the fun part about hollow body fishing, because it's hollow body fishing is very dramatic. Because when you throw this down onto the lily pad, boom, it lands, and a bass explodes, and it just jumps up, and there's a big explosion. It's very dramatic. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So, I use, what is the brand I use? Toad? I think it's called Toad Thumper. Let me look it up. If you ever want to do Sure enough. I'm sorry. I don't know why it did that. Oh, why it did that. My microphone muted. Okay, you got me now. You got me now. All right, so let me make sure. Sure enough. I'm sorry. All right, so there we go. All right, I'm back. I want to see if I go to my backdrop if I lose sound again. All right, good. You got me again. So this right here, I was telling you, I'm sorry about the microphone. I don't know why it muted on me, but this hook right here is molded into the body. This is a huge difference and a good soft plastic. So we're going to mute my pad. So we're back audio-wise. And this right here, it makes a huge difference in hookup and fishing. So because the hook is actually molded into the body, and then when the fish bites, it compresses it, you will find that most lily pad fishermen have problem with hookup ratios. And the reason you have hookup ratios, one, it's a fishing error. You're trying to set the hook too fast, or the plastic and the hook are in, either the plastic's too stiff. This one's a little stiff, and the hook is in the wrong position. So if you look on videos, you'll see people bend that hook down and stuff like that. You don't have to do that with this at all. The Toad Thumper is the best topwater lily pad frog you will deal with, and I have used a lot of them, and I'm a big Sixth Sense guy. I'm a big Sixth Sense fishing guy, and before I started painting my own baits, when these guys came out with the Vega Frog, I thought it was going to be awesome. But the Vega Frog, you can see that it's very similar to this one. It does not have a molded in hook. It does. My hookup ratio was lousy with these until in a subscription box I got the Toad Thumpers, and I was so sold on them. I was catching, and what a big difference. I would tell every topwater fisherman out there with lily pad fishing, or they're in the weeds or something like that, this is what you got to get. You got to get these. You just got to get them. I should get it. I should become an influencer. The problem about getting a sponsor, and I've had sponsors, several. Sometimes you go different paths, and still got sound good. Then sometimes you go different paths, and then you just got to break up. Dark Horse Tackle. Dark Horse Tackle used to be crafted in the USA. Well, the box I got had this in there. Now, even though it's a USA company, it's Chinese made. So I kind of felt a little disappointed with Dark Horse Tackle, because they changed their mantra from crafted in the USA to USA companies. I wanted crafted in the USA product in that box. That's what I paid for. That's what I was an advocate, an influencer for. So we kind of separated, and they wanted to do their thing, and I wanted to stay with doing what I wanted. Now, I'm not against Chinese made. Obviously, I tell you to get this because it is the best topwater frog on the market. Extremely well designed, great plastics, sharp hooks, and your hookup ratio is going to be, better than you've ever had. They're really, really, really good. And so I would tell you to get these. fact, I'm telling you to get these. Try it. If you were to get, I would tell you to get a poppin' frog, and I would also, go with, either the yellow belly or the bad chicken. Those are really good frogs. But you could try the bully toad. I mean, there's not a bad one in the bunch. There really isn't. But I was shocked at how good the bad chicken was. I mean, it's sold out right now. And so is the yellow belly. So I have both of these. You can tell because they're both sold out, they're the best. Fishermen use them all the time. But you can't go wrong. I mean, the bad gill thumper, that's a great one right there. The bully toad, I mean, it's not a bad one there. So I would tell you to get those. But as soon as you can, get a bad chicken or a yellow belly. And I like the poppers more because they just create more of a disturbance up on the water. Now the walking frogs are really fun because you can use them like a spook, and walk them on top of the water, not in the weeds. You could go in hard areas and walk these on top of the water. And it looks like they've got all of them in stock. Again, the bad chicken is a great one. The bad gill, bully. I mean, yellow belly. I mean, my goodness, guys. I mean, you can spend way too much money on toad thumpers. But let me just tell you, all these other ones that you got, toss them. Toss them. They don't hold a candle to. I've got a bunch of them up here. I mean, I do. What do I got? 4 or 5. I probably have a dozen hollow bodies up on the wall right there. More in the tackle box that I don't use. Sorry. I was fishing in the snow. So this is really... And then, I mean, you can see me wearing the Cajun Custom rod. Go to CajunRods.com and Cajun. This right here is Cajun makes all carbon fiber rods here in the United States. These are hand rolled and handmade rods. My favorite series is the Trigger. The Trigger rods, these you can get them in split grip or full grip, and they're really a fantastic rod. I would tell you, if you've actually no, it's all full grip. These are all full grip, and you can get them in spinning or casting. I happen to just absolutely think these are, and at 20% off entire store plus a free rod glove. Really nice. I mean, so for $150 minus 20% is $30, $119. $119 you get an American-made carbon fiber rod, and I would tell you, if you're looking for a new rod, I want you to check out Cajun Rods. So my medium heavy is a Black Bayou. Now, it's rather heavy. My Black Bayou is physically a fairly heavy rod, and so it's hard to walk a bait with it. And so I have not tried. Maybe one day I'll get in a Revenant rod, the Elite series, or a Savannah. I need to call them and ask them, the differences in weight between one and the other, because even though my medium heavy Black Bayou, I wouldn't mind a medium power fast action like this one, if it's lighter, if it's a lighter rod. And physically lighter, something I can walk the bait with without tiring. Right now, my walking rod is a medium. It's a Bass Pro Shop Pro Equalizer 2. Very, very light, very great. I mean, it really is a very good rod. Great rod, actually. The Pro Equalizer 2. I don't even know if they make it anymore. Let's see. Bass Pro Shops. Let's see if they even have, let's see, fishing, casting rods. Let's see how much they are. It's a Chinese made, and they got the Pro Equalizer 2 anymore. Or maybe it was Pro Qualifier. I thought it was a Pro Equalizer. Maybe it was Pro Qualifier. You kind of forget. It's probably Pro Qualifier. It's probably this one. So for $99. But mine's a Pro Qualifier 2. Yeah, that's not it. That's not it. I don't know where it is. It's black there. Pro Shops, Power Plus. No, they probably don't make it anymore. It's it was the most expensive rod I had ever bought before. Because $100, it was a lot of money to me. Choose. Always go 7.3 and they only make it in medium heavy. Mine's a medium and definitely fast. So yeah, that's interesting. But it's got a really good grip to it. And the grip is right. I like the hook keeper up above the grip like that. I mean, it's a good rod. This is a really good rod. I would tell you to get a medium for an all-around rod. Definitely get a medium. This one right here, this is a medium power, fast action. It gives you all the statistics except for the actual physical weight of the rod. You really want that because even though it's carbon fiber, you want to be able to make sure I still have sound. Medium. Yeah, good. Still got sound. And because you're doing this a lot, bam, 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 walking it, and that's a lot of stress on your wrist. So the triggers are amazing. Triggers are so light, so fast action, ultra fast actually. There's not I own 3 or 4 triggers, I think 4 triggers, and then the Black Bayou. And they do have a lifetime warranty. And I did break one of the rods, the tip, and they replaced it. It only cost me $30 for shipping. So they do stand behind their rods. Really, really nice. I need to call them though and find out. He says you can cast 1/8 lure really far. Nice thing about medium. Medium is a great all-around rod. This one right here, 1/16, 3/4 ounce. So you're not going to throw, this beast. You're not going to throw this beast with it. It just weighs too much. This weighs too much. How much is this weigh? I got my scale somewhere, right? Somewhere. Well, I have a scale someplace. Didn't expect to do any weighing. So, oh well. Anyway, this is probably about 2 ounces. So this one, you're going to have to go, if you use these really big see my Black Bayou. Medium, heavy, power, fast. I think it's a 7/6 split grip. Yeah, this goes up to 1 ounce. So, so this one right here is a heavier duty rod, and so I would assume the Revenant Elite would be a much lighter rod to work a topwater spook. But I do have a really good rod. I do have a really good rod, so, but, you know, the Revenant Elite is just one of those that, you know, appeals to me. And, you know, they are doing a 20% off, you know, so that's $48. It's $48 off, so it's under, you know, it's $192 for this, and you get a free rod glove. I would love, let me see if it'd be nice if they sold the rod gloves separately. I don't know if they sell the rod gloves separately. It is a great rod. So, my suggestion, definitely get toad thumpers for lily pad fishing. Definitely get that. Let's get this back and display capture off. Voila. We're back to normal. And we didn't lose audio after being told. So anyway, you'll see a ton of these on Amazon. Don't buy into it. I mean, the hook's good, but the plastic's not. And you're still going to have to bend this down and stuff like that. There are tricks to topwater fishing that you will learn. Trial and error, frustrations, especially when you see that big one and you think you set the hook and they spit it out because you didn't set the hook well enough. And you got them halfway to the boat and all of a sudden you lose a big old fish. That drives you nuts. And then you go back and tell everybody about what the one that got away. Or the two. Or the three. So, what else I got up here? Wait. Oh. Spinners. So, another thing too. Now, I do enjoy American-made products. So, this right here is a 1/2 ounce spinnerbait. And this is made in the USA. See? Made in the USA. This is made by Martin's. And Martin's got a real, I mean, talk about pretty classy right there. That bait's got their name on it. You know, you got an Alabama Colorado blade on here. It's hand painted. This is a pearl white with hand painted red gills on it. And this is a really good shad bait. Put a clear trailer on this, you know. In fact, you probably don't even have to put a trailer on it, but I usually do. I put a trailer on it. So the reason you do trailers, let me teach you something about this too. Try to find a good trailer here. So, with baits, you have primary and secondary motion on a bait. Your primary motion is, let's say, this tail. This tail's going to wag, you know, in the water as you pull it through. So But if you put the tail, if you put this on this bait, when this moves, it's going to move the skirt. Now, why do you have a skirt on a bait? Because it's a girl. No, that's not it. You use a skirt on a bait in order to get sort of the look. You know, see, I put sparkles on here, color shifting stuff on it in the clear coat to get the look of scales. So as this wags, this moves the skirt, and that creates more flash in the water, and which simulates scales. And so that's a primary and secondary action. So if you don't have a trailer on this, you're losing a lot of the effect of the skirt, because the skirt's just going to, you know, the water's just going to come down. Nothing's going to move it very much. Add a trailer to it, and the trailer is going to move the skirt and create more flash to it. And that creates a better presentation to the fish. So with this one right here, you got the primaries here, the spinners are going to be spinning, the tail wagging, and the tail, you want the tail to move the skirt. So you want to make sure that the bait does not move too far past. You want that tail to be pushing that skirt. So sometimes I bite it off, you know, the head of the bait off if it's too long, or cut it off or whatever. And I make sure that action is moving the skirt. That's important, more important than the tail wagging, because you got these two up here, but you want the flash of the skirt. So what you want to do is get that skirt to really, really flash in the lake. So yeah, that's a half ounce. This thing will cast a mile. This will cast a mile, especially after you add a trailer to it. This is actually a pretty nice trailer. It's a really good color. Again, I love lavender, so this has sort of that touch of lavender in it. And you know, these trailers are these soft plastic. This is American made too, by the way, and has a sort of a gap right up in here, or underneath. And that gap, that cut, that sort of it allows the hook to come through it and sort of hide it and give you a weedless presentation. So that's kind of what you want to do. This is bitters. Well, pretty affordable. I mean, 2 for $7, and you get what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half a dozen in the bag. So, not bad. I'm not much of a soft bait guy, as you know, but I love reaction strikes, and this would be a really good combination. This would be a really good combination on our lake, or any lake for that matter, because you know, a very bright presentation with a lot of flash. You should be able to catch a lot of fish with this. So, but that's kind of the, understanding primary and secondary motion on your bait is really important, and setting up your trailer to cause that secondary motion is real important. Do not have a tail come this far, past the skirt, because it's wagging over here, but it's not doing anything here. So shorten that tail up to cause it to wag out here, but move that skirt and causing that flash. If you do that, you'll find your hookups are much, much better. You really don't, a trailer is designed to make the bait more presentable in lots of different ways, but definitely that's the way to do it. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Well, we talked about topwater. We talked about understanding a bait. We talked about primary, secondary action. Showed you toad thumpers. Definitely get a toad thumper. Buy one, and you'll be sold. And all of a sudden, you're going to get a collection of them. Another really good one too is the tarantula one. Is actually a lot of fun to play with, but the tarantula one really does work well. You know, the spider bait. I forgot who makes it, but it's really, really, really good. I do good with that. It's got good hookup ratio, not as good as the toe thumper, and it fills up with water a lot. You're always squeezing out water, and that's what you got to do with soft plastics. You always have to, you know, when you pull them in, squeeze them out, toss them out. Pull them in, squeeze them out, toss them out. Toe thumpers, you could toss it out, work it, and then after a while, check it, and there might be a few little bit in there, and then throw it out there and work it for a while. So the toe thumpers actually are very well sealed. They don't gather water like the rest of them do. You use the other ones, they will definitely gather water faster. So, but there are some baits up there that I bought that don't exist anymore. Kind of a bummer. You know, local manufacturers switched over and doesn't exist anymore, and that's the problem. You know, but I mean, there'll come a time where one of my strokes will take me out, and I won't be able to paint any more baits. So you can always hit the email below and send me a request, and I'll paint you a bait. Well, I still can. I just don't know how much longer. So none of us do. None of us do. So this is really nice to be able to do it while I can. And I got some real amazing baits here. These work really, 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 really well. I'm going to have a good time with them, and those who buy them will have a great time with them too. So, a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun this year, this summer. And like I said, July and August are the fun months. And I'll be out on the water 2 days a week. And I have a volunteer program, a community service that I'm in. And I do a lot of community service. That's what I've been doing this week. It's voluntary, by the way. So I teach my kids to donate to the community and time and effort, and they do. So really, really, really nice to give back. And so we just, as a family, we do a lot. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So I want to thank you guys for popping in, hitting like. At least somebody hit like. Sorry about the loss of audio briefly, but thank you for telling me. And I fixed that. But I want you guys to, go back on this video at the beginning and see what I've done. And then this is one of those videos you can watch again and learn something. And it's also one of those videos that, when you, if you want to be better at fishing. That's the whole point of my channel, is to get people better at fishing, get them not to be terrible at fishing. Although I'm terrible at fishing. So I don't even fish, but YouTube randomly recommend me with this channel. Glad I stopped. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. I really do. The fishing to me is my therapy. So, as I suffer my strokes and my physical ailments, I get out on the lake and I just enjoy myself. So it's more than just fishing for me. So, but thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Hit thumbs up, subscribe. Go and you'll go out fishing with me on my lives. And sometimes, I catch a bird. There's a bird I caught on one of my videos. Stupid bird. That's the problem about topwater fishing. The bird sees it, they dive on it, and you hook a bird. And you're just reeling in this stupid bird, and you're unhooking it and releasing it. Stupid bird. It's not a fish. So I want to thank you. And I will see you guys in my next video. I'll be on the lake tomorrow, so we'll do a live tomorrow on the lake. So we'll see if somebody joins me. Somebody's